Hello, and thanks for tuning in to the Kitchen Table Adventures podcast. Join us on our Pathfinder 2nd Edition adventure brought to you right here from our kitchen table. Kitchen Table Adventures is available on all major podcast platforms and YouTube. Enjoy the episode.
As you arrive at the temple, Aelinor.
We just came out.
Yeah, you come out.
Yeah, Aelinor and Ash have basically been instructed about the now given quest of finding some herbs. So if you want to fill them in, or
So they say there's a slim chance that they can lift whatever this hag is put on me. We have to find 2 plants to help with the ritual. Creeping mangrove and phaedra, whatever those are. A few sketches with me and show you the sketches.
Would I be able to recognize these plants? Probably not, considering my background, but...
make either make a nature check. For you, maybe crafting. As an alchemist, you might recognize them, but
I'll go for crafting then. That is a 26.
so yeah, you recognize these. They are sometimes used in both potion making and magical rituals. They have a innate some magical capability, not a whole lot, but combining the correct ingredients basically amplifies a certain effect. So you reckon with these herbs it might indeed be possible.
Okay.
I could probably also grab some of these myself.
Yeah, we're basically tasked to bring some extra if we're here, so any remainder, just ask them, I guess.
Or we grab more and we don't have to...
Depending on what we find.
Yeah. Well, let's go.
So we head towards the forest.
The south side, right?
So yes, there is some description about where to find them. But considering you guys don't really know these woods, it would still be mostly just looking around and trying to find them. So, how do you want to approach this? Just go in and start looking, or?
I mean, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, sure, we should probably take some caution in case we run into, I don't know, anything.
No, it's up to you.
I mean, it's probably best if you lead the way to do some tracking.
I mean, I can identify them. Alendar can identify them. So...
Yeah, but I don't know where to find them.
Neither do I, except for in the woods. Because we don't actually know the woods. What do the instructions say? Like, is there a description of, let's say, maybe a weird tree that we would recognize that it's around, or...
The description for the creeping mangrove tells it's a bit of a swamp-like plant. It tends to grow near like brackish water and
Well, that helps.
Water.
It's kind of like a bit like a almost decaying kind of plant. It grows in places where most other plants can't survive, simply it being too toxic. So it goes more towards the swamp elements.
Okay. Alright. Well, I guess I'll take the lead in going into the woods and scour for anything that looks swampy.
Okay, make a is there a survival?
Anything that isn't ass. We wouldn't want swamp ass.
I'll stay away from you then.
Hey.
Hey!
That's a natural 20, and that makes a 28.
So
No swamp ass for us.
no swamp ass. Yeah,
Fortunately.
you're being sensible, and first thing you do is kind of take a high ground and get a lay of the land for about how this forest roughly looks, and you can from a distance already tell from, oh, over there I see a big patch of the trees seems to be more open. The trees seem to be less healthy, so you can kind of guess, or okay, a swamp would be somewhere around there.
Mm-hmm.
So you make a mental note, and you start. So you have your directions, and you can make your way there. Do you just want to go straight at it, or more of a careful way of going there, or
I
maybe
do wanna
more
be careful.
look out? Because the survival role you did right now is more for the navigating, so you know how to get there,
Darn.
and you can navigate there,
Mm-hmm.
but more of a, you can either just run in or
Yeah, I don't
try
wanna
to
run
not disturb
in.
anything.
Don't want to end up like that one kid's horse in that one movie.
What was its name again?
I can hear it screaming in my head. I'm not gonna say it.
Is it Arcturus or something like that?
Artox.
It's okay.
Luckily, we didn't.
The
bring
never-ending
horses.
story lives on in all of us. Pat, there.
That and childhood trauma.
Yeah, especially that.
Mostly that. But yeah, it's up to you guys as a group, or you can just go out and screw them.
I'm following.
I mean, I'll just warn them to watch out, and I'll lead the way. If something happens to me, then
They'll notice.
oh well.
Everyone make a perception check.
Hey. A 26.
26.
15.
Can I actually use my scout's warning here? I wonder.
That's
Because it does warn your allies of danger. Does that have to be an enemy, or could that also just be unsafe, potentially unsafe grounds? Or
oh no, it's the trigger for this is you are about to roll a perception or survival check for initiative, so it
Alright.
is specifically for combat.
yeah, okay, all right,
And it gets a +1 bonus, right?
yeah.
Okay.
No, but then I know.
Not bad.
Not bad indeed. What were we throwing again? All right, that's a 27
It's a lot of high rolls. So
for now.
for now, yeah, as you venture through the forest, you do see some wild animals, and you kind of mention it, and same for Alendar, he spots one, and the group is kind of careful with going through it, but besides spotting a few ones, there doesn't appear to be a whole lot of danger for now. The few animals you do spot are either don't notice you, or the moment they see you they just scurry off.
Mm.
So it's quite a nice walk up towards the swamp, or at least the swamp part.
No signs anywhere. Stay the fuck out of my swamp.
Nothing you notice. It
Good.
seems to be a lot of the animals seem to kind of stay clear of the area. It appears to be a bit like a small bog almost. It's not like a huge area of the forest is just a giant swamp. It's more like a kind of contained part.
All right.
And it seems to have just kind of started a ecosystem for its own. Just it smells kind of funky. You see a lot of fungus and mushrooms.
Ash, is that you?
It may look like this, but I don't smell like this. Thank you.
Don't remember specifying.
Didn't she prune up?
What?
Didn't you
What?
prune up by lying down in a bath when we got to town?
Prune up while lying in a bath?
It's the dementia. Never mind.
Comes with the age.
Yeah. Let's move on.
Wasn't this one of the times that I was caked in shit, blood, and sewage or something like that? Or am I just
No.
misremembering?
I think you're having a brain fart.
A little bit.
That's the dementia, I'm telling you.
It must be. Jesus Christ, must be worse than we thought.
Ooh.
I mean, we've been told for so long that it's basically just physical that we never stop to contemplate that it might be mental.
Better get those plants.
I'm gonna have to make note of that.
But yeah, you have arrived at a small swamp-like part of the forest.
Alright. Do I see any of the plants that we need?
You
do I
see
need to
a
get
whole
closer?
lot of fungus, plants.
But do I see
rogue
any
alligators.
plants?
Rogue alligators just flying around.
Oh, that's
Florida
fine.
man.
Florida man. We see an ogre and his friend Donkey.
just sitting there baiting.
Get out of my swamp!
It's actually Florida man in disguise.
Donkey.
Donkey!
Yeah, if you want, you can start looking around.
Yes. I
Make-
wish to look around.
Make a nature check to see if you can find.
I suppose I'll also help out with
That
this.
is a
Yeah.
26. So I presume that I can.
That would be a 14.
I can't. That's a 3.
Because you don't, know them, probably. It's okay. It's okay.
I know how to hunt,
We'll
but
help,
I
we'll
don't know
help,
how to
we'll help
forage.
you. You're not alone.
Okay, you had a
14.
14,
26.
26. 3. So, looking around, you find some plants of interest, but not something you guys are specifically looking for right now. And as you are looking around, you're more focused on making sure Ash doesn't kind of mess up. She's just starts grabbing like mushrooms and everything she sees, and
Like poison berries and shit.
Start eating it.
you're more focused
Ash,
on
no, stop.
making sure she doesn't eat something she shouldn't.
Ash, no.
What? It's a berry.
No, that one
Don't
isn't
put that
good for
in.
you.
Don't put that in your mouth. Put it back.
Okay, fine.
But yeah, it's a bit annoying to really look around here because the way the ground is just mushy and it's hard to tell where is there just water and what actual land you can stand on. So as you're just kind of like slugging through the dirt, you eventually find a kind of big rock, and there's like a mangrove kind of just entangled around the rock, just completely overgrown, and it seems to go to start at least around the entire rock and just kind of go over, and it seems to be the right plant you've been looking for.
Alright. I want to make my way over to it, and I suppose I start gathering everything.
Okay, make a
Yes.
how do you want to gather these plants?
Like
Just
setting
kind
the
of
forest on fire.
just grab and yank, or
I want to use my dagger to get like to the roots and take it out. I don't want to I don't know if they specifically need like the leaf or the root, or so I just want to take the whole thing.
okay. Make another nature check. See how well you can.
That's a 14.
Okay, so yeah, you start gathering, and you notice these plants are kind of annoying. They're completely intertwined with each other. So the moment you kind of start grab one, it's stuck right away, and you have to either pull all of them out or kind of just somehow entangle them like one by one.
Mm-hmm.
And it's taking quite some effort. But after about 5 minutes, you finally manage to get at least a single entire plant free from this bunch.
Alright. Well, they wanted extra. So can I continue to get more of it?
Yeah. It's an annoying process mostly, but so yeah, you just want to continue going and going.
Yeah.
Okay, so the first plan was more of like a experiment, trying to see how this works, how you can actually get these. But after messing about with it for quite a while, you're getting the hang of it, and you're starting to kind of find a method for yourself about, if I grab the top and kind of just unwind it first, and then you find a way, and you start harvesting these plants, and it takes like a few minutes each, but you're making steady progress, just pulling them out one by one.
Alright, good.
Ash, what did we say about those berries? Don't put them in your mouth.
I already stopped.
What's that in your hand then?
That's a good point. I eat some of the berries out of spite.
It's not a berry, it's a mushroom. Doesn't count.
One.
Wouldn't be the first time.
I did shrooms. He's got his dice ready for like Constitution.
So you want you just eat some of the berries?
Mm-hmm.
Roll a fortitude save.
27.
Thank God.
That was like, Jesus, what the fuck?
So
Respectable numbers.
as you
I had
you
something
take a
planned.
bite and you swallow it, they taste quite bitter. They're not really nasty, but just bitter.
Just that bitter lemon first sip of the drink type of bitter.
And after about 30 seconds, you start to feel like you're kind of getting sick, but
Violet, you're turning violet.
you
Nice.
you use your
Well
barbarian
done.
strength and just you tough it out, and
Took it out. Toot. Toot it out.
Just a small little spitball of barf.
and yeah,
See?
besides just a few like
Uncontrollable farts.
you have the urge to throw up a few times, but you manage to hold it down.
They're not very good.
I told you.
Not very good.
Start
Alright.
acting your perceived age and
I finish
I
up.
grab another batch of berries.
I finish up getting the last of the batch of plants over there.
Okay, roll a d12.
That is a 12.
You managed to find a total of 13 plants.
We needed to find 2 different ones, right?
Yes,
Which one was this?
didn't we already grab
This was the
first?
creeping
the
mangrove.
creeping mangrove.
Alright.
The next one is the Phaedra.
Knowing that they're there, could I try to figure out? Could I try to grab some as well?
Yeah, you can make either a nature or crafting.
Well, I put mine away. I walk back to the 2 of them and smack the berries out of Ash's hands.
That is a 15.
You want to get sicker, huh?
So yeah, looking at Aelinor gathering these plants up, the first one is kind of hard. It's kind of just working on how to untangle them,
Mm-hmm.
and it takes a few minutes, but you manage to get one free as well.
So now we just have to find one more.
Yes. And then we're all set.
Do we know where the next one is?
The next one, the description has a small mention of they tend to grow in more either warm or mountainous areas. So,
Are there mountains near the woods?
Yeah, so from where you guys are right now, I have to zoom out. You guys are in Breach Hill, which is more towards Isger. So but the mountains are not loading on my map. Part of Breach Hill is kind of famous for the hills called the Hell Knight Hills, called like this because of the Hell Knights who used to live in the garrison on top of this hill, but they left just a few years ago. But the name is still still theirs. So you know there are some hill-like areas near, but like real mountains are way further.
Okay.
At least more than a few days journey.
We could always try near the Hellnight Hills, and if not, we can head back into town, participate in the festival, and then after that, we can go get your.
It was either in near hills or mountain or.
The more warm-ish areas. So
the hills are a couple of days travel from here.
no,
Or
the
the
mountains
mountains,
would be.
okay.
The hills are just a few miles out.
Okay, we'll go to the hills. Then
We can try the hills first.
to the hills.
Over the hills and far away.
To the hills now.
We can try the hills, and if we don't find anything there, then indeed we could go back, do the festival thing, and then head out to the mountains after.
Sounds good.
If
Sounds
that
good.
is acceptable.
Yeah.
Alright. We could also, while we participate in the festival, ask around by any chance if there's adventurers who have some of the plants on them. You never know.
We can see.
To the hills.
Just keep that as a side thing.
Yeah.
Okay. But yes, off to the hills.
As you were informed before, you know the hills, the Hell Knight Hills, are just a few miles northeast of town.
Alright.
So from here, if you guys were to head directly east, you know you should be arriving there at least roughly. They are hills, so they are higher elevated, but from where you are right now, the trees are basically covering the top, so it's hard to look unless you were to really just climb up.
Mm-hmm.
But general east-ish.
Do we need someone to point the specific directions? It's like a fun new spell I'm gonna try out.
Be my guest. Go for it.
Okay. I rub my hands together, and as I loosen them, some spider webs form between my hands. Stick them to my shoes.
Is your real name Peter Parker?
Spider.
No, I cast spider climb. And just walk up the tree. Eventually, I do have to like Peter Parker my way up.
Wow.
Oh wow!
Because climbing is hard.
Well, shit. Yeah.
So yeah, as you
For that.
you climb up, make a perception check.
You blinded yourself with your own spider web.
Ah!
It's just like an itch, and
Well, fuck. That would be a 23.
so, yeah, easy enough. You climb the trees, and the higher up you get, the less weight the actual branches can hold. So you kind of start just swaying down, and it's hard to really get above the treetops, but kind of just getting as high as possible and trying to kind of just move them out of the way. You manage to get at least some sight, and you start looking around, and you see a small bit of smoke coming from back where the town is. And it seems like most of the houses, just like the fireplaces and such, there's like just this small amount of smoke. So you know, okay, town is over there, so east should be roughly there, and you start looking around and you see a small building kind of just peek out. It's not directly to the east, more just a bit more north from there. But you see just a small amount of the building kind of just peek out on top. It seems to be like something like maybe a castle or garrison or a large building.
From this distance, I wouldn't be able to make that any distance.
No, you can tell it's a building, but it's like just peeking out, so it's hard to tell what exactly.
With it in my mind, I climb back down. It's a little bit over that way, a little bit more northerly than just straight east.
Alright.
I think we start heading in that direction.
Mm-hmm. Let's go.
Let's go!
So,
Also, yes, spider climb. I have an athletics modifier of 0.
Fair enough.
just climb speed becomes normal speed.
Yeah, movement speed, yeah.
Oh, it does say you grow tiny clinging hairs on your hands and feet.
I do become Spider-Man.
You know, with great power comes great responsibility.
Ooh, burning hands!
So you cast the spell and there's like just this CGI moment zooming in on your hands. Bloop.
Can you do like a combination of spewing out like webs and then they're on fire?
It's just like he
Always
climbs,
worth trying out while
he
we're
climbs
doing
up in this
stuff.
climbs up on a tree like that, and just somewhere on a gust of wind, a voice carries over saying, "Godspeed, Spider-Man."
A combination would be just like the web just coming from your butthole, so you're just climbing and you're just leaving like a trail of web. Just done.
Spider-Man.
But yeah, you managed to at least find the correct directions. Yeah, it should be a few miles, maybe. Not very far, but maybe like an hour's travel. Someone make a survival check if you can actually manage to hold your
Liquor?
directions.
I'm gonna assist on that.
13.
14.
Should I keep directions, considering I know where it is?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a 25.
So yeah, you start heading
Yes.
east, but just a bit more north. And Aelinor takes head, but you notice kind of.
Okay.
Right. Where did this come from?
I mean, if it gets us where we're supposed to go.
The music starts playing in the background.
But yes, you
As you take head.
make some corrections.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like.
We're all collectively fine.
And not even like per person, but just collectively.
Just add it up. Just
Yeah.
Sorry, just all added up as 5.
It's like two
Add
and
it-
one.
Add it up, and it's still like half a brain cell.
sounds about right. But yeah, it takes a bit longer than it should have. But you arrive.
It's been a while, okay?
After some adjustments.
And a detour.
So about that swamp pass.
Oh, god damn it, Gil.
The DM just admiring the damage you just inflicted.
Well, fuck.
Well, fuck.
Literally.
No, there is no well here. See, eventually it's an uphill battle.
Roll initiative.
As you roll initiative, yeah. As you are laughing, now we're
An
just
ancient dragon goes. A beholder pops into existence.
Roll for reflex.
so.
Roll for gag reflex.
That's the one
You managed to find yourself at the foot of these hills. They're quite steep from there. It seems to be more like a hillside area from far beyond, kind of leading into the forest, and it makes an almost naturally formed wall. But it seems to be the most mountain-ish like area nearby.
Would we be able to get a better look at the ruins from here?
The ruins are on top, so from where you are right now, it's hard to really see.
Yeah, no worries. Well, let's go find the other plant.
Alright.
And I look for the other plant.
So do I.
Make another
Nature?
nature check, or at least
I join in the party this time, not trying to eat the berries.
God. Really? Really?
She needs to have a hand in her
I'm
own
getting scared
salvation.
now.
Knock it over, do it. Damn it.
Still 19.
16.
This was nature?
nature
Mm-hmm.
Natural 20.
for a total of
20.
So, this time, looking around, you don't see anything even remotely familiar or similar to the drawing you've seen before. But as you're walking around, Ash manages to spot,
Not kill herself?
not kill herself. She finds like a small. It's not even really a cave. It's more like just a small dent in the hill.
That's an edelweiss.
And you do manage to find a singular plant which seems to look like the drawing. Only problem, almost just perched around it, is a large, just hairy creature. It seems to be sleeping, and it's almost just like furled around this plant.
What does it look like? Except furry.
Uh,
Does it look killable?
it's quite large, like even lying down, it reaches
Is it Joe sized or bigger?
bigger,
Okay.
a lot bigger. It's more bear sized.
It's
It's a rematch.
It's another bear pelt.
You're very
But the
nice
fur
little
seems to
pet.
be
Die.
weird, more smooth and
do that.
more feather-like.
Do I recognize this creature?
Make a nature check.
That is a 7.
You do not really recognize it.
Do I
Seems like
recognize the two components it's comprised of?
You do notice, yeah. You've
Would I consider this creature to be a hoot?
you have an idea about what it might be.
Do I at least recognize it as being something that might be hostile?
Yeah, considering the size, you can see some of the claws. They seem to be about face mauling size. So
All right.
I rage and I attack.
I give myself a little bit of a slap on the chest, fly into a rage, and just 2 hands straight for the head.
okay, make a attack roll.
I guess we get alerted at this point and
17.
head over there.
You hear her just kind of and start.
Oh god damn it, Ash, what now?
17?
That's okay, she's just mad.
Considering sleeping with that hit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a normal hit, but you do hit.
It's 1. It's 4. It's 14 damage.
Okay. And with that, we roll initiative. Everyone roll initiative, so we can also track when you guys actually manage to get there.
It's a +1, right?
In this case,
No, because
No.
I'm not the
Seven-
first one who saw
okay.
it and warned you about it. You're
Okay.
the first one.
17.
Ash, there's like a creature in front of you.
17.
17.
15.
25.
Yes.
I'm too focused on the plant. That's not there.
Ash yelling and stuff is fairly par for the course, so I'm not going to do anything for my first turn.
Make sure you don't fuck up the plant. Please.
The creature
For your own sake.
wakes up with a loud. It's not even like a roar. It's more like a screech.
A hoot and toot.
It's a hoot and loot.
Ooh, that doesn't sound good.
And it lets out like a blood curdling screech. And I want everyone to make a will save.
Good at
19.
26.
Save.
11. And
Okay,
that was
so-
a natural one. So I'm deaf now?
You just died. Just
Like my ears
So,
were bleeding.
Alendar and Ash are now considered frightened 1.
Okay.
You're gripped by fear and struggle to control your nerves.
With a 26?
Yeah, it's even on a success.
You need a
Um,
critical success to beat it.
Frightened condition always includes a value, in this case 1 for you. You take a status penalty equal to this value to all your checks and DCs
Okay.
until the
probably had a heart attack and
end
died.
of your turn. So yeah, just on your checks and DCs, a -1 for
And you
1
can
round.
sort of shake the fear at the end of your turn.
It just automatically drops.
Okay.
So it's not, you don't even have to roll it. It just drops.
Alright.
I'm not sure if you are raging. Does fear still work?
Yeah, I don't think it does anything other than just give me like angry.
Angry.
Yeah, that's about
Okay.
it.
Yeah, in that case you have frightened 1.
I'm scared, but still angry.
You had a critical failure,
Yeah.
in which in this case means you have the same condition, frightened, but for 3 turns,
Okay.
and at a -3. So at the second turn it becomes less and less.
Alright.
You also become fleeing, as in just scurrying away.
You cannot move closer to the creature.
Even worse, you have to spend each of your actions trying to escape the source.
Oh, you're going back to town.
Bye.
What about Joe?
Yeah, make a will save for Joe. See if he just yeets off.
Joe did
That's
that.
a 20 total.
So he's frightened 1 as well.
Alright.
So the fleeing is only for 1 round.
Oh, okay.
So that's 75 feet.
Oh, wait. Grant you increased damage and resistances at higher levels. Let's see.
Do I need to make a will save for Contra as well?
Yeah, you can. I'm not sure how familiars work in this.
That's okay. It's the 27.
So yeah, also frightened 1.
Yeah.
So while you're reading that,
Bear hits you.
creature goes in for a double attack.
Okay.
Starts off with a bite, or more a beak, which
No,
is
it's a goose.
Holy
It's a goose
fuck.
on a fur car.
A goose bear.
Even worse
Smells
than
of lilac and goose bears.
It's a
31.
man.
31 hits.
Yeah, it's
It's a man.
That's
bear.
plus 10 on my AC, by the way.
Remember goose.
So that crits.
you're lucky. Just 16 damage total,
16. Alright.
and it goes for a swipe for a 28 to hit.
That hits.
Is it also not a crit? I think, right?
No.
No.
21.
So yeah, that's 8 damage.
8 damage.
But as it swipes at you, it kind of latches on towards your shoulder,
Okay.
and you are considered grabbed.
Okay. I don't need to make a save for that. It's just part of the attack.
It's part of the attack. Yeah.
Okay.
For you, it means you're flat-footed.
Is this creature 4th level or lower?
It's 4th level.
Denied advantage. Can't be caught flat-footed.
In that case, you're still grabbed, but the
But the flat-footed effect does not take effect.
no, it's basically just holding on to you, and you're just staying like, okay.
Like,
Why are you touching
Boy.
me?
I understand.
it's okay, son.
I understand. Tell me what bothers you. Some old hag tried to lop off your hat while you were sleeping. I understand. That wasn't me.
Or at least that won't be me.
Okay, it might have been me.
So
I'm
yeah,
not the hag you're looking for.
only thing is if you use a manipulate something, so for like instance a trying to swig a potion, you have to do a flat DC 5 roll to succeed and then do the action.
Okay.
That's it. Then next up is Alendar.
Yay! How far away am I from the cave?
You guys were all kind of like searching on your own.
Mhm.
So I don't think you would really just make a huge distance between each other,
Okay.
but you'd be at least 30-ish feet from the cave. The cave itself isn't very deep, so the moment you get to the cave, you're basically standing right next to them.
Yeah, I will do that first. I was gonna run up to the cave entrance using an action point. Run up to the cave entrance, look in like, oh fuck. Take another action point, walk away from the cave, make some distance.
Nope.
Then I'm going to start launching spells and stuff like that. I'm going to start off with Elemental Toss. Yeah, that's an 11.
That's a nope.
11 misses.
Nah, I figured as much.
Next up is Ash.
I want to ask if I want to like throw this thing,
Yeah.
like basically suplex it. Would that be considered an attack or a grapple?
I think grapple is...
Also, I just read up on denied advantage, and that's only for hidden, undetected, and flanking creatures. So I'm still
Ah.
flat-footed.
Let's see, grapple. You attempt to grab an opponent with your free hand, attempt athletic checks. So it would be part of a grapple.
Okay, so I can just basically grab. Alright. I'm going in for 2 swipes, 2 attacks. Not swipe, because swipe is an actual thing
Yeah.
now.
You're going to do what that?
That
did that
is.
there.
This one is still -1, right?
Yeah,
That is a 26 to hit.
it hits.
Alright. 20, 30 damage on the first attack. I am going to. No, I'm not going to hero point that. That is a 12 minus 5. That's a 7. It's not going to hit.
No.
And I'm going to attempt to submit this creature by suplexing it.
Okay.
I'm basically pulling a suplex to Phantom Drain right now.
You're going to pull a Nichijou.
Wait, I do have to ask, is this creature considered one size larger than I am?
You are medium. This
I'm
creature
rare.
is large. Okay.
Yeah, I'm medium. And just
It's large.
yeah, just making sure real quick. That should be Titan Wrestler.
And I presume you guys know what it is by now, but
It's an owlbear.
that's what it looked like.
That looks a lot more owl than bear.
That's that big though.
That
In
just
D&D
looks
it
like
looks a
a
lot
really
more.
buff owl.
Who?
Oh,
Motherfucker.
2 sizes. I can go up to 2 sizes.
Okay.
So I can actually throw this guy if I want to. That is a. Do the -1 still count?
Yeah.
Okay,
Until the
that's-
end of your turn.
That's a 24 then.
Yes.
On the athletic for the grapple, is
Yeah.
that right? Okay. Against their fortitude DC. Fort. It's 22. So you might
You suplex the owl bear.
I have suplex and owlbear.
I kind of just boosh, goof.
You're just kind of looking at that, still pointing. One swipe hits, leaves a massive gash on the chest of the owlbear. And you just see me sort of like put the sword, swipe the sword, miss, stick it into the ground, just hug the owlbear, and just like.
You actually do pull a Nichijou. Yes, that's us. I'm sitting there.
So the
The
owlbear is
whole way.
now on the ground.
Let's see. Your opponent is grabbed until the end of your next turn. Yeah. So he's basically considered grabbed. Oh.
Yeah, but upside down.
Upside down. Yeah. Which is weird because technically you are also still considered grabbed. So it's like just.
Yeah, you just kind of grab me and then you're still like holding on, but more surprised.
Now it's upside down holding you, but
That this granny ass looking small thing just grabbed him and tossed him on the ground.
and that's 3 actions. Yes.
Yes.
So Aelinor, you're up.
Goodbye.
Mood. Okay, so what's the deal with me at this point?
Basically you're scared as fuck,
Okay.
What's
From whatever you just heard.
Mm-hmm.
and your instincts just tell you to just yeet, just run away.
Just yeet myself in the ground. Hug a tree.
Basically, it's
fetal position.
you have to spend your turn just running away from the source.
Okay. Do I need to throw something to run?
No, not really. You can just basically run. So, what is your speed?
25 feet.
So 3, 20.
That would be 75 feet for the full turn.
So, and added to you already being a bit
Us.
off from the cave, you'll be
Mhm.
about 100 feet out right now.
Okay.
And that's your turn. Very,
Alright.
very, very exciting.
Joe's just standing there with a big question mark above his head. What the fuck's going on here?
on, come
Your
on.
frightened condition also.
One, right?
Yeah,
One
it's
down.
now.
I mean,
Yes, it's now
minus
2.
2.
Yes.
Okay. Oh, right, Frighten is gone.
Yeah, for the both of you, Frighten
Yep.
is now gone. The upside down owlbear is
Upside
Back
down
on.
there.
The upside down owlbear is up.
it's going for another beak attack
Upside down?
upside down.
I mean,
I'm
it's
color
I mean,
impressed.
you guys are
I mean, it's an
kind
owl.
of
It
just
can turn its head like around 80
Just
degrees.
fucking-
Oh, that would be eerie. That would be eerie.
350 degrees.
Just imagine just suplexing an owlbear from the back and he just turns his head around
Just
and
gets
attacks
turned
you.
back. Well, that's not what happened.
That is exactly what's happening.
I'm kind of imagining, but it like a elongating neck, so it's not just turning around, but it's also just coming up to you.
It's like the snake head.
Yeah.
It's the long neck dog from Undertale.
Oh.
So, it's a very Madoka move.
Meanwhile,
So
I'm
yeah,
like, running and I find a tree and I like cower behind it.
Climb off
You
it,
hug
start
it.
hissing.
it goes for a beak attack, but rolls a 16. So
That does not hit.
Next, it's gonna try to escape.
Okay.
Let's see. It's the athletics DC of the creature grabbing you.
What? How is DC calculated? Is it like my class DC as flat, or is it class DC plus fortitude, or something like that?
For what?
If he wants to escape my grab, or is it a competitive?
It says
thing?
here the athletics DC of the creature grabbing you. So I think it's gonna be a contested athletics for you and
the owlbear.
the owlbear. But it's weird. For the owlbear, it says here attempt to check using your unarmed attack modifier against the DC of the effect.
Unarmed attack modifier. That's roll a d20 at the unarmed attack modifier.
Yeah, but it's weird with it not just being a athletics or acrobatics.
It's probably trying to claw its way out.
Yeah, but this is for escape
Yeah.
in general,
It's-
not just the owlbear, but escape in general.
okay. That's probably like had to do with the pushing out or hitting your way out of it. But how
So
do you want to do this?
it's gonna try and make a contested check with your athletics.
Alright. I am definitely hero pointing that.
Worth it.
It's a 2 plus not a whole lot.
29.
Yeah, it's still grab. It's kind of like just trying to. It starts
And
trying to
I'm
kind of
starting
just
to,
get.
like squeeze down on
Yeah,
it.
and it's weird. Just this thing is like 4 times your size. Just
It must
and
be
it
like
just kind of
visibly confused at this
Yeah,
point.
like,
how
why-
can
why
I
is this
not?
not-
Granny holding me.
and makes another attempt trying to escape.
Yeah.
So this time it's
Slowly starting to get self-conscious, like he didn't do enough bench presses.
even small as that it is.
Yeah.
25.
I must
Yeah,
have
that breaks out.
Okay,
Against
so-
a 20.
He eventually manages to break out, and it's not even a lack of strength, more of just this thing is so annoyingly big you can't really get your arms properly around it. So
Yeah, I can't lock my fingers.
Yeah,
No.
so it kind of manages to slip out.
It slips
But-
out.
It's not even breaking out. It's more of she just can't really get around it.
I have a question in this regard.
Oh, I love these.
I have a question in this regard. Would it technically, since if I use it as a grapple, would I technically be able to grab its leg and swing it? Like I did with the suplex would make more sense. Like I grab it and just beat it into submission. But could I like
Technically-
do like a assertive dominance and just grab its leg and just yeet it across the ruins?
If you roll good enough, it probably could. It'd be more like a just grab the leg and kind of like a shoulder throw from the leg.
I hope he's flexible.
But yeah, next up is Alendar.
Okay.
That's a good D20 spin.
I
Goddamn.
know. I had one going for 50 seconds. I'm going to start off by giving an action point to Kandra, and Kandra's going to use a familiar focus to restore my to give me a focus point back. And then I'm going to cast Acid Arrow at it.
Go ahead.
That is a natural 20 for a total of 29.
So yeah, that's a crit.
That's an owlbear that woke up cranky.
Oh yes. Let me see what it was again. Page 316.
Next time we should make a vat of acid and just drag it in there.
It is a 3d8 acid damage and then 1d6 persistent acid damage. I'll roll the persistent acid damage first. That is a 1.
Persistent is annoying. Basically, every round he gets persistent damage.
Yeah.
He has to roll again, so it's
Okay.
not just once. It's
Okay.
every.
And that is a 7, 14, 19 points of acid damage times 2
38
for 38.
plus.
And then roll the persistent acid damage now.
Persistence is at the end of his turn
Okay.
every time. But it doesn't even matter. Let's see. That's
It went kathunk.
how do you want to do this? Like at -12. Basically melt him. So
Okay.
As it just kind of slipped down and is roaring against Ash, a sort of spectral crossbow appears in my hands. I aim with a bolt of acid in it, aim, and I shoot it straight through its head.
you shoot through its head, and the hole it's just almost gooey,
Tiny little hole.
and it kind of keeps spreading, and it doesn't just keep going all the way, but you see the hole just kind of grow larger, and the creature just slumps down.
I like imagining that Ash inside the cave there was all kinds of darkness there because the owlbear had decided, "Rah," and then all of a sudden, light.
Oh, I wanted to eat that.
Yeah, I kind of had planned for my turn to just hit it twice and then just grab its leg
Yeet
and
his
try to
Maximus.
throw it.
Well, let's see if we can salvage something from this owlbear.
Just imagine how that owlbear must have felt. Like this tiny little creature walks up, hits it with a way too big a plate of metal, then suddenly acid starts flying everywhere. There's a cat on fire, and he gets suplexed by a fucking grandma.
So this
I go and get Aelinor.
I go and get the plants. I assume it's in there.
it's basically just like in the middle of this cave.
It was
Luckily
like
not trampled, but
protecting it ish.
this is just my
This is my plan.
my plant.
It's my flower.
He's in touch with its roots.
No. Show yourself out.
It's my own house.
Show yourself out.
Make a crafting.
Just a victor, so.
That is a 28.
Where's my? Here's my.
I have to say, saying 28 at 4th level does feel good.
Yeah. Not the same with my athletics checks. It's just like, oh yeah, you rolled a 17. No, that's 29.
Yeah.
Reminds me of that one time when I was underneath the bridge and she was holding on to me with a natural 20.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, oh yeah, roll another athletics check. 31. Coming from 5th edition, that's extremely satisfying.
Mm.
Like, usually you get like a +2 or +3. Here it's just like, here, I have +24.
So yeah, you managed to pick a total of 14 of the leaves of this plant.
And what's the plant called?
Phaedra.
Yeah, Ephedra. It's a quite a fuck you name.
EPHEDRA?
Yeah, EPHEDRA.
14 ephedra leaves, okay. And then I look around in the rest of the cave, see if there's anything else.
It's not even like a real cave. It's more like just a small hole in the
Inlet.
side of the. Yeah, so it's more like an indent or like a mound.
Okay, I grab the flowers, and
I go find Aelinor in the meantime.
as Ash walks over there, I yell at her, "Hey, do you want an upgrade for your bear pelt?"
Addition's always welcome. And I give like a thumbs up as I walk off.
Okay.
Okay.
You, Geralt. Try to skin the owlbear.
Make a either nature or survival. I always mess up which one is more appropriate.
I'd say for this survival,
It's
since
more survival-ish,
It's
yeah.
like not identifying something within nature, but
Hero
like
points.
carving. That.
That's even worse.
You only have one this session.
Yeah.
Haha!
That's 9.
You retain feather.
So yeah, you start working on it, and you do manage to get a decent chunk of
Bear
not
feather pelt.
feathery fur pelt, but it starts off you basically just stabbing this thing, and oh wait no, and oh no wait, and no, and you just keep stabbing it, and every time you kind of like try and get some of it, you just pluck a lot of the feathers out, and other part, and eventually you manage to get a solid chunk out, but the corpse seems kind of mutilated by now.
A kukri is not really useful for these kinds of things. Today I learned. Oh well.
It proceeds to cut on the wrist.
Proceeds to cut tendons in left arm. Okay then. I'll take I'll take the small pelts. I'll grab a lot of the feathers.
How do I find you?
Cry
How?
in a tree.
Just shaking and terrified and oh god, oh god, oh god.
It's you can calm down now. It's all right. You can come out now.
I like see Ash and I like fly up to her, like grab her by the collar. Are you sure?
Yes.
Really sure.
Calm down.
Okay.
Fuck! Let's do that again.
You hear some sloshing sounds in the background.
Son of a shit!
And just splash of blood from the cave.
There's just like there's a small wall separating us from Elendar. You occasionally see like this, and a bunch of feathers just go poof.
The occasional swear word.
You all right there?
I'm okay, I guess.
God damn it! This is why I'm an atheist.
What's up with him?
That's what I've been wondering since the very start. Let's get back.
Fair enough.
It's okay. It's dead.
But yeah, you can mark down.
Yeah, I've
A,
marked down
owlbear
owlbear
pelt.
and 5 owlbear feathers.
Yes.
Can you maybe salvage the beak? It's like I walk around and see like the massacre that he
Yeah, the massacre he left is mostly on the torso and
mostly on the titties.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did the acid damage the beak?
I would think so.
There might be some burns on it, but it
Bit
went
of
more
corrosion.
through the eye socket and the frontal lobe. So
Alright.
the beak itself is. So maybe on the inside.
Okay, very well. I shrug a little hesitantly and I carefully make my way to the mutilated buff ass owl corpse.
Just
I like kick him a little to check if he doesn't suddenly
Whoop.
spring to life.
it does. It sounds more like just a hump of meat and just.
Alright, and then I guess I take out my dagger and I start.
Carving. Make
Carving
a
away.
survival.
See if you can salvage something from my abomination.
That's a 19.
You're doing a better job than Aelinor.
At one point, I'm just so frustrated, I grab Slither and start stabbing it. Fuck!
Those sparks come flying off.
Every time you,
And then
st-
this
you
little
stab
spark
the-
just like jolts the
Jolts.
entire body and I just
Run
fuck off.
screaming. Back up in the tree, hissing.
Oh, oops.
But yeah, so you're kind of just almost just like chomping on the skull, and kind of like just a very rough cut out of the beak itself, and just get that out, and from there you can just kind of clean it up further.
All right.
But yeah, you managed to salvage the owlbear beak.
I get the feeling you weren't anticipated for large hits.
Yeah, not that natural 20.
But even before, some of these creatures are just
A lot stronger than others.
yeah, but it goes both ways. More if like they can hit you in like or kill you in like 2 hits, but it goes same the other way.
Yeah.
You can, especially with a barbarian, who it's kind of hard. So
All right. I
Sorcerer with a natural
I take
20.
the beak and I walk over to Ash and I'm like, I don't know what you want this for, but you know, there you go.
Decoration.
Sure. Okay.
I take the beak and walk off. To the
You're
town.
welcome.
Thank you. And get the thumbs up behind me.
I keep.
by the way, make a identify magic. So one of the 4.
I get a +1 to those.
Yeah, and doesn't matter which one.
That would be a 26, 27.
Okay, so as you're working on collecting the pelt, you remember the claws of a owlbear are often used for making of talisman.
As you scarper off, cut off his wrists.
Dissect the entire arm.
Yeah.
So you can probably either make them yourself or have someone make them. They do have to be prepared a bit.
How many do I note down? How many do I fail to butcher?
Roll a d4.
3.
You managed to salvage 3 claws.
It's
Nice.
straightforward.
Easy enough. So yeah, they are not ready to be used as actual talisman yet, but you figure with some time or maybe a professional someone, they should be able to be made into talisman.
It's alright, you can come down now?
No.
Joe, can you tell your mom to come back down?
No.
It's all fine.
Source didn't work.
Just sits at the just at the feet of the tree, and just starts burning.
I mean, it ain't stupid if it works.
Burn him out. Smoke him out. Yes, who's a good kitty?
Here's some dead buff owl for dinner.
Yeah, I love how the owlbear in this game just looks like a normal owl, but
owl.
just
He looks like that one really buff guy in the gym that just does his thing and then turns his head all the way around and looks at you angrily.
Like, what the
Just so
fuck are
you'll-
you looking at me
just so
doing my
you'll
thing?
leave, just so you'll leave your station so you can go there next.
kind of like imagining Juji in a fursuit now.
A little bit.
Yeah, just
Juji's too nice.
true.
So we're heading back to town?
Yeah.
And what time is it?
You. Let's see. You went to in the morning.
Very early morning then.
Yeah. So by now it's in the afternoon, like 2-ish maybe. Not terribly late, but still large part of the day available.
I'd say we head straight back to the temple.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah. Someone make a navigation check, a survival.
Go, Ranger. Go, go, Ranger.
That's a 10.
That's a 10?
I'm still a bit shaken up, okay.
Just to prove the point. Jesus Christ, why? That's a 22.
That would have been a natural 20 if I didn't roll it down.
Similar as before.
Not that way.
Just kind of just nudging in the right direction, but eventually you manage to find the town again. You're going straight for the temple?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so as you get back to the temple, the male, the elf priest, seems to be just doing business, working, or at least he's just busy. And as you enter,
Slightly bloodied.
he kind of perks up a bit and seems to be. He approaches you and curious about how you managed.
I think we got most of it. But I don't really know plans. My two companions do, so they help me pick it up.
He kind of turns towards the two of you. You have the materials?
May I present the Ephedra petals?
Ah, yes, indeed, these.
I walk up to like the nearest altar and just take up the entire bunch, root and everything. Soil still falling off.
Just on the altar.
Yes. Yes.
At the statues.
Dirt upon you.
He seems a bit perturbed by you just dumping it, but he's grateful for actually getting these to him.
I mean, I wasn't sure which part you needed, so I took it all.
Rock included. Oh, that would have been really funny if we actually took the rock and then found the owlbear and just went like...
Yeah, yort!
But I would have had the rock and I was running away, so...
Yeah, that's fair.
He
Movement speed, like, down to 10%.
he whispers something to one of the other priests, and he scurries off, and Kellen himself heads towards the altar where you dumped all these plants. And starts kind of just rummaging through them, and he thanks you for. He only really needed the roots, but can.
At least I took the roots.
Yeah. He's grateful.
I
He
mean-
can still use the other parts of the plant as well. So
If I would have just cut off the leaf, we would have been fucked.
You would have had to go back.
at least you would have known where to go back. So
Yeah, fair enough.
save some trouble.
Considering the rules of the evening, they'd probably get lost.
He kind of tidies up the plants and the altar again. At least kind of gathering. He doesn't seem to really care for the dirt, more for just making sure the plants don't get damaged.
After he takes the plant off, I'll just prestidigitate everything.
He walks towards the back and starts grabbing a lot of candles and all sorts of just knickknacks and follow me as he speaks to Ash, and
I follow.
he leads you to a chamber in the back. It seems to be not like publicly used, more like a space
Private
for
as in dungeon?
a temple sex dungeon.
I hereby bless this penetration.
Mostly for just rituals.
Something getting head.
I was gonna say he just sent out the altar boy, but
No, that works too.
That's unfortunate.
could have used him here. But yeah, he starts setting up and preparing for a ritual. And about 15 minutes later, the other priest comes back with Brian. And as she comes in, she immediately starts helping with setting up for this ritual. And it still takes some time, like half an hour for them to actually set everything up, all the candles, all the markings, and they have to look up some stuff. And
Is that a pentagram?
it's upside down, so it's better. And as they proceed through this, they kind of slow down, and they seem to be checking everything to make sure everything is okay. And Kellen has grabbed a book, and they're kind of just going through almost like a list with did we do this? Yes, and did we do it? Yeah, so making sure, and they kind of discuss between each other, and they invite you in towards the circle, and
Step into the circle.
yeah, they give you some instructions, and basically very easy, stand in the middle of the circle, and you have to think about the moment, the feeling you had when the curse grabbed you, the moment it kind of entwined on you, and the way it felt for you, how it kind of like drained your vitality, how it felt like that moment.
I unsheath my sword and hold it in front of me and recall the moment.
Before they start, they address Aelinor and Alendar. This is gonna take about an hour, so you can stay here if you want, or maybe get some rest. It's up to you.
I've got some ideas. I might walk off outside of the
I'll stick around.
Okay. And they start with the ritual, and it's you've seen some magical rituals before. It seems to be pretty basic, just some chanting, some nice candles.
Is it different from what we've experienced in what was the town called?
In Tavern.
Tavern,
It
yeah.
seems similar in the way it feels, but it seems to be a lot stronger, more potent. Before in Tavern, it was mostly like just him drawing a circle and doing a quick chant, and that was about it. But this seems to be just on a more grander scale of doing. But it feels similar. It feels like something grabbing the actual curse, and you feel like a almost like a tug of war between the circle you are standing in and this encroaching feeling in your skin, in your body, and it doesn't hurt, but it feels like it's kind of like trying to pull it out.
Maybe it's trying to separate me from myself.
More like it's trying to separate it from you, like
Okay.
it's tugging at the actual
And it's
curse.
sort of latched on like a parasite.
Yeah, it feels like basically the curse latching onto you, and it latching onto the curse, pulling at it, and it's uncomfortable, but it doesn't really hurt. It's just a
Nice.
very weird feeling.
I stay where I am, focus on the moment, where the hag touched me, how it felt.
Show on the stove where he touched you.
Right in that one.
Oh, in the pooper.
1,000 years of pain.
That's one way to inflict a curse, though.
It's a mental curse.
Death.
But yeah, I recall that moment, the vitality being drained, the emotions involved, and try to relive it as vividly as possible, and while standing still.
As you're focusing on this feeling, the tug of war seems to get stronger and stronger, and after almost an hour, it feels like the curse just snaps. It's not like it leaves your body, more like it just gets ripped apart, like it just shreds completely out, and you just feel your vitality, your youth, slowly seep back in, and
Keep my eyes closed.
even having not seen it yet, you already start feeling your skin just kind of start tensing up again and just regaining its elasticity and just growing back on like you remember, like it should be. And after a few minutes of silence, Brian speaks up. I think it's worked.
I open my eyes.
As you open your eyes, Brian walks up to you and starts. She doesn't really even ask, but she kind of just starts examining your skin, your face or hand.
Removing the band-aids and stuff.
Yeah, and she kind of just starts looking around. And I think it's worked. How do you feel?
Like myself again.
It's a relief to hear. She seems tired. Kellen is standing on the other side of you, behind you, still out of the circle, but on the other side, and you can hear just heavy breathing coming from his side of the room. And you can tell from Brian as well. She seems exhausted and just like she just ran a marathon or something, just out of breath, sweating, and she seems to just kind of keep it back and at least prioritize your examination. But as she's done, she kind of lets out a huge sigh, and you see her kind of slack, and she looks around and spots the chair and just sits down and just trying to catch her breath.
I pick my blade up and do a little throw in the air, shifting its direction, and put it on my back. And I just look at the both of them. Just give a half bow, basically, and say, "Wow, bow down. Thank you."
It's was gonna say no big deal, but you can see, and
I'll try not to get cursed again.
he chuckles, and same for Callan. He seems just way out of breath and having a hard time just even really speaking.
I make like a jump for joy and like run at Ash and very well know she doesn't like it, but I don't give a shit, and I just hug her like, yeah, now you're your young ugly self again.
Ow, ow, gashes, ow!
But yeah, the curse has been lifted.
Woohoo.
Now the only thing that's cursed is my entire existence.
Wahoo.
We can solve it with the kill resurrect method from before. Just skip part 2 and you're done.
But do I, in any sense or way, feel like the curse has completely vanished as well? Do I like feel that?
You don't feel like the curse is still there like before. More like it's a lingering memory. Like it's
scar tissue, kind of.
Yeah, it feels like just the thought of it happening to you before, and just the memory of the feeling itself is giving just a slightly uncomfortable or just unpleasant feeling. But it's not from the curse itself, it's just from the experience, from the memory.
I look at the both of them and say, I take it the extras we brought were sufficient enough for you?
Yeah. Don't mind. It's plenty. You're also helping us out with gathering these supplies. So thank you for the trouble.
And I thank you. And I give another bow. And start to make way towards the door.
Kellen approaches Brian and they kind of. They speak a few words, and Brian starts heading out as well. And you just fleeting, but you hear them mention some. Yeah, I'm gonna go to bed. I'm done for the day. And they both bid you farewell, and Brian starts walking back towards the inn, and Kellen heads into the back of the temple.
I take a step outside and pull my scarf down and rip the remaining band-aids off and just bundle them up and throw them aside.
Een guardians up. Lettering.
Don't let it go.
But yeah, so you take them off, and
I put an arm around her neck and I'm like, I think it's a good idea to go get an ale now.
Or 10.
Or 10. Let's go.
How does a bar fight sound?
Where do you come from?
I've been standing outside the door all the time.
I have things to do on the other side of this door.
Let's see. Aelinor, can you patch me up?
Sure, I can.
Roll for medicine and stuff.
I cast heal.
That is a 27.
I think that's a crit.
You magically heal 10 points. Actually, just
My max was...
It's been so long since I have to heal anyone.
Yeah, same thing.
Surprisingly.
I
have to look it up.
may have been altering my max the whole time instead of my current HP.
Whoopsie.
Let's see, what was the math on that?
That was.
Do you have my roll 20 sheet, perchance?
Your max,
It's 63, right?
your normal max HP
Yeah.
at level 4?
Yeah. I have the toughness, so I get 4 extra HP.
Oh yeah, no, I was gonna think, but I was thinking.
You
of the,
have it on the app, right?
Yeah. Yeah, and I was
Fucking remember.
looking at the other, the 88 you get at level 5, so I kind of forgot the current.
The 8? What?
88 at level 5. If you did your con increase, you'd have 88 HP. But that's at the next level. No, 68
68.
total for normal, and 5 temporary, I think it was from the ring.
Right, I was at 80 during the start of the fight. I think. Because of rage and the ring.
Yeah, so 48.
That's 6, 7, 12, 16.
I give a little bit of a crack of the shoulder in the back and pulling in the right direction.
Oh, there just happens to be a nice place to the north of town which has a reputation for fighting. Bar fights. More rowdy people.
Well, let's get drunk.
Yeah, good luck with that.
Where are you sending us, actually? The Pickle?
Yeah.
Alright. We head north
North.
to north of town to Pickle. Wait, 68 is my max?
68 is the normal max. Yeah.
I'm okay with that.
Plus, I think 5 from
Considering
the.
Alendar's health is literally half of that.
I think it's plus 5 from the ring and plus 7 from something.
Yeah, I had
Remember.
2 remaining from a potion.
Oh, right, the potion. Yeah.
I was like, how did I get to 80? But I had the Lesser Juggernaut in the last encounter. Oh, that's going to be ridiculous once I hit the Constitution of +3.
Yeah, as I said, next level, if you upgrade your con, you're gonna be at 88 normal max.
No, 89. Toughness, right? No, why? Wait, what? That would be plus 15
15?
on this for the base increase. So that would be 80. 83.
Yeah, 83. And if you upgrade your con, you get another 5 from the 5 constitution points.
No, that's with the Constitution modifier added. Oh wait, it works retroactively, right?
Yeah.
All right. That would be 88 with the toughness.
The app knows all.
Hmm?
The app knows all. Yeah, way too lazy.
I still like this system a lot better than 5th edition in that regard, in that it just allows you to get like a real scope of what you can achieve with certain, and you feel like every decision that you make kind of affects one point or the other.
There was a...
Wait, that ain't right.
What?
I just realized that my armor class is DC Dex +2, but my Dex is +3.
Depends on your armor. If you're wearing hide armor, I think it has a dex cap.
Oh.
Yeah, I had the same with Aelinor. I was doing her character sheet, and the armor gave a dex cap of 2, and her dex was 3, so I kind of got confused, but it's that, yeah. I was just looking through some of the things on Reddit, and someone made a notion on about monks on level 4. They can get to AC 27 already, just through mountain stands and a single new elixir from the advanced player guide, and it's insane. Especially considering monks also get expert in most of the saving throws.
Yeah, that's
So
ridiculous.
they become ridiculous in just, you can't do anything. They're just mountains
In a stance.
in the stands. Yeah.
So we're about to pub crawl, I guess. Going to the heroes' feast hungover.
We have a day to sleep it off.
We're still like
You have a day to sleep it off. We're not stopping.
You guys are going all day tomorrow as well. I see.
So much to know with XP. I'm gonna keep forgetting. So yeah, it's late afternoon, approaching dinner time.
fuck dinner.
Fuck dinner.
I eat the owlbear.
It's up to you.
No, I go to
That's
Pickle
like-
Ear and try to find some food there.
Your decision, dude.
Towards the pickled ear.
Up north.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I assume that every single one of us has one of those flyers.
Yeah, there's plenty, so you can just grab them.
That one out of the way.
I know roughly where it is.
And we have a map. Like, we literally have
Yeah.
maps.
Yeah,
Can you
and
read
you already
maps?
kind of like received a tour.
I don't need to read maps.
Just smell the alcohol.
Just follow the trail.
So, yeah, this place seems to be quite rough. It's also kind of focused on the adventurers, but more the, well,
Crazy ones.
like Ashildr, more the standoffish types, the more the rougher types, yeah. And there's some locals, and they seem to have a similar, just hardscrabble, just rough, tough, and like to fight atmosphere. And it's inside, it's quite rowdy, but it seems to be like comfy, like it's just joyful, it's fun, and the bar fights are nothing personal, more like a
hobby.
it's yeah, like
Beating each other up because it's fun.
yeah.
I like punching shit.
So yeah, the tavern keeper is a human female. As you get in, she spots newcomers and immediately goes for a cheerful greeting. You approach the.
I approach the bar, slam down onto the table, and say, 3 ale, please.
It is, and she starts tapping and getting out the ale. And as she sets them down, adventurers? She asks.
You could say that.
Glad to see you. Where from you about?
All over.
That's quite far. So, what brings you to town? The festival, I presume?
The
Of
festival.
course.
She gives a bit of an awkward look at Alendar and his
Tension on his face.
habit, but seems weird. Adventurers are kind of expected, so okay. And so yeah, as your guys are just drinking, and so fancy a bite or
That sounds amazing, actually.
okay, all of you
Yes.
will do. And she walks off towards the back. You hear some shouting, and she comes back. So anything worth telling? I mean, adventures always have fun tales to tell. And a lot of hearing just what you have.
Well, I guess we stopped a haunting in the town over a few weeks back. It's our most recent thing that we did.
A haunting.
It turned out some hag was holed up in the town's ruins, and from the Pathfinder Society we got like a little slip to go check it out, and so we did.
Yeah, she put you through quite a rough patch, I say as I like nudge Ash in the shoulder.
Proper Pathfinders. Haven't seen those in a while.
Aspiring proper Pathfinders.
Oh, we don't get the Pathfinders here a whole lot. Usually it's more of the beginners. So
You could say that. We're getting there.
but enjoying the town.
So far, so good. Everybody's been friendly. Curses have been lifted. I'm content.
Great. Yes. There's like a slight confusion with. Okay, but great to hear.
Plus, we get to wrestle owlbears every once in a while. While in town.
Always fun. And as you mentioned, she kind of just points to the wall, and you see like one of the like a claw familiar, just mounted on the wall.
I slap the beak onto the counter.
There's now a dent in the counter.
I just slam the counter breaks.
She chuckles and great to see, and she starts tapping more and gives you all 3 of you on the house.
Dink it and
Cheers.
sink it.
And it's gone.
Yeah, it's a kind of normal evening in this tavern. It's kind of rowdy. A lot of people are just shouting and yelling, and it doesn't seem to like there's arguments, but not like a hostile thing. It's just everyone is having fun. And there's a few small scuffles. Most of them are just like 1 or 2 hits and it's over. But it's just plain fun. The food comes out. It's a homey, rusty like meal.
It's a rusty meal.
Rusty meal.
Mm.
Yes.
Injected tetanus.
But yeah, how do you guys want to proceed?
Drunk.
Drunk? Just keep drunk.
Yeah.
Just keep.
Keep downing the males.
By the time that they finish 10, Alendar finishes 1.
So yeah, you can just keep drinking if you want. Roll a fortitude for the both of you.
That is a 18.
18.
That is a 15.
So yeah, similar to the night before, you're just going at it. And it seems the bartender is kind of keeping an eye out for it, making sure you don't go too far. And you do get properly drunk, but she kind of manages to prevent you from going blackout, and at least making sure you're at least safe-ish.
Safe to handle.
Safe to handle, yeah. But it's a fun night out.
I like the fights though.
There's a few small fights. Do you want to just start a fight, or I mean, there's a
I'm tempted.
You're also drunk.
Yeah.
Nope. There are just like small scuffles, but most of them are based by the time you turn around and see what's happening, it's already resolved, or someone's already knocked out, or anything. Just
Are there any particular patrons that look like they're good in fights?
well, most of them look like people who start fights, but and they seem kind of rough, the more bulky types, but when everyone stands out, no one stands out, basically. They all seem like the type to start a bar fight, or just be general dicks. So no one who really stands out as a particular type.
I pick one of them, cast message, call them a bitch from our general direction so that they can't make out which one of us said it.
Mm.
And then if any of them look, I point.
On me, you fuck. God damn it. That wasn't my intention.
As you do this, one of the patrons, he kind of, you see him look around confused, and he turns around and looking for someone who might be looking at him, or he seems to be looking, and you're just pointing at her.
Yeah, if I see that their eye falls on me, I'm just like, over there.
Yeah, the dude just looks around, and he, after going past you a few times, he sees you kind of just pointing, and you see him kind of just go for the cartoonish, pull off his sleeves, and just starts walking up to you. You are still drinking, so this happens basically behind your back.
Mm.
And as you're drinking, you feel someone basically just standing, almost standing just against your back.
I like slowly turn towards whoever that is.
And as you turn around, you're basically
Do
just,
I notice this?
it's happening right besides you.
Yeah, I'm still drunk. Do I need to roll for that?
Make your perception.
Of course.
You do notice.
It's a natural.
Even though you're drunk, the person you're chatting with is basically just stops with the conversation and turns around. So it's kind of obvious
Like
something
really
is happening.
slow, like.
And as you turn around, you're basically just eye level with huge man packs.
Well, hi there.
Straight for the nipples.
Yeah.
And the dude's standing real close. It's like just in your face.
Musky.
Can I help you?
And he just, it's almost like just huffing, like just almost like a angry bear or something.
Oh god, it's another owlbear.
Alright, this guy's.
Run!
The moment you say that, I perk up.
Owlbear.
And in
I
this
don't lie, I
almost
heard
just
you.
growling, angry voice, he just, what?
I
did
just
you
look
call me?
confused at this point.
I didn't know
He-
Vex could talk.
I mean, if Terry Crews can do it.
He stares you down and he takes a step back and basically just gives us not really a punch, but more like a thwack against your.
Can I try to dodge that so it hits
make a
Ash?
reflex.
That's a 22.
So yeah, as he goes for like a thwack on the head,
Oh, 24.
You
Sorry,
kinda
I
just-
can't count.
just bend your neck a bit, and he goes over. And for you, it's more like he's just a
Gentle
caress. Almost like the guys hitting on you, just kind of just start touching.
It like tickles your ear.
I turn around and was like,
Nice pecs, dude.
That's it.
What do you mean? That's it? And he just completely ignores you, steps towards Ash,
There we go.
and he just steps into your, same as before, just steps in your face. And the dude's quite big. And you are how big are you? You are quite big, I think.
It's about 180. Yeah, I'm quite
Okay, yeah.
quite
So
tall.
the dude is a bit taller than you, and way just bulkier.
I continue Aldo.
And
no square.
yeah, it kind of like the fights you see here, like just two dudes kind of just standing against each other, pushing each
Okay.
other with the. It's this way of just doesn't really know how to be intimidating, just kind of shoving against you.
I basically half ignore the dude, and I turn around to the barkeep, and I'm sorry in advance.
And she just gives a thumbs up. It's okay.
I turn back towards the dude,
And he's just staring you down.
staring me down.
Yeah, he's standing really close, so it's a bit like this, just looking down on you.
Can we like dual smack him in the head with like the empty ale glasses? Like Ash does one side and I do the other.
It's up to you.
You could if you want. It's your choice. I don't have control over that.
You have to do the other one, so.
It's up to
Really,
you.
this is all you got? Just stand there really closely.
Ooh. Daar halen ze de natural 20s. So you see him kind of just cartoon style, just go red. And he gives you just a mighty shove.
I basically brace myself against the bar, and launch my feet into the ground, fly into a rage, and just grapple him into the ground.
Roll for a grapple.
Of course. Told me that
Of
was
all
us.
the times to do this.
Yeah.
Is a 32 gonna do anything?
832 is gonna. So, this kind of reminds you of the fight before with the owlbear. And you think, okay, the owlbear before was just a bit unhandly. I'm gonna try it again. And you grab the guy, and you basically just suplex him.
Halfway through, like the tavern hall.
Into the barn.
And the guy just there's like a few like these small almost stalls
Yeah.
with like just slightly separated tables, and he just goes through one of the walls and he's just knocked out. He's just it wasn't even very climactic. It just he yeets, goes through the wall, ends up on some dude's lap, and they all just start laughing at him.
The give head thing is starting to go full circle, isn't it?
And as you do this, a few guys in the back start cheering, and the group where this guy came from kind of looks at him, looks back towards you angrily,
I crack my knuckles on my neck.
And the 4 of them just start heading towards you. All of them kind of just cartoonish, stroking up the sleeves and just come at you. And that's where we're gonna roll initiative.
Jesus Christ!
That's a 28 on the initiative. Natural 20.
Typical.
I'll stay out of this.
You stay out of this? Okay.
You?
You gonna join or?
You want to. I know you do.
I'm probably gonna go KO, but yeah, sure, I'll join in for the hell of it.
Roll for initiative.
That's a 20 total.
So, Ash, you're up first. Big surprise.
How does the situation look? Like, how does the bar look? Like, is the bar in the back? Is there like a major tap room that we're just in and they're standing right in front of me?
So, you're basically standing right next to the bar, which is situated at at the wall. The wall opposite and to the right are basically divided into these table compartments, and all the space in between is more like just smaller standing tables.
All right.
The ones at the wall are really just fitted in. They are just part of the building, basically. The ones in the middle are basically just put there, and the floor is mostly filled with people, but it's not completely filled up, so there is room to kind of move.
All right. How much space is there between me and them?
About 15 feet.
Okay, and there are 3 of them?
4.
4 of them. Okay.
In the back of my head, I hear the Yakuza Kiwami theme that comes up when you start the fight.
I want to run up and dropkick one of them in the face.
Okay.
What would I add to that?
Basically unarmed attack.
That is 17 to hit.
Yeah, he's basically still flat-footed, so yeah, it hits.
For 8 damage.
Okay.
Do I get him on the ground?
No, with this attack is basically just a hit.
Okay. Then I want to grab him by the foot, same guy, and just basically do the same thing I wanted to do to the owlbear to this guy.
Grab him at the foot and yeet.
Yeah.
Okay.
Onto the others. Onto 2 of the others.
Okay. Let's start with the grapple.
That is a 28.
That grapples.
And I'm basically just like as I fall to the ground, I basically shift my position and grab it in that shift. Grab his left foot, basically chuck it over my shoulder, and as I get up, use that momentum to throw him at the other 2.
Make another unarmed attack. Basically, you're using him as a weapon, but
It's 28.
yeah, it hits.
For 5 damage total. I have never used a mercenary as a weapon before. This is what I wanted to do to the owlbear, just sling him away.
You managed to hit 2 more of the guys with this dude, and they're all just knocked on the floor. The last dude, he just kind of gets scraped, but doesn't really get hit. More like just one flailing arm, but
That would be my turn.
okay. Next
Waiting
up
on
is
gently caressing someone.
next up is one dude has to take a action point to stand up.
Wait, all that damage is plus... Would the dude be considered a large weapon?
Technically, he's medium-sized, so not really a large weapon though.
Okay. Then all those attacks get plus 2 damage.
+2, okay.
Oh, no, 1. Sorry. Additional damage is halved if your weapon... if your weapon or unarmed attack is agile. Wait, this is not agile, right?
No.
No, it's just -2.
Okay.
+2, sorry.
Okay. So the dude kind of scrambles to stand up, and he goes for a punch towards you. For 17 to hit.
Nope.
And you're just like, whoop, and he just goes right past you. And he ignores you and keeps going towards you.
Okay.
Doesn't have enough action points to actually
Attack, so
Attack
he just
you,
stands
so
in
he
your
just-
face.
kind of comes.
Come on! Let's go! Come on!
He stuffs his mantex in your face.
Just flexes him a little, does like a little Terry Crews peck dance
Just
on
starts
your face.
threatening
Gross.
about calling his cousins or. Next up is Aelinor.
Alright.
He knows where your house lives.
I don't even know where my house lives.
Use the cat to set him on fire.
Nah.
Use
Call
fire
it,
to set
call
him
it
on
in.
cat.
Call in fire support.
Call it in high spirits.
I chugged the last bit of my ale, and does that actually take an action point?
Well, consider it a free action.
Alright, okay.
This is alcohol.
And then as the guy is right in front of me, or like comes up to me, I just smack the glass into his face.
Make a, I guess unarmed or improvised, but I think it's roughly the same. Not sure how improvised weapons are done
Let's
here.
make this a D6.
I don't know.
I feel this is D6 worthy. Shattering glass on someone's face.
Yes.
Improvised weapons are simple weapons. So if you are you proficient in simple weapons?
I don't know.
He is.
I think almost everyone
Yeah,
is.
at the bottom left.
Yeah, you are.
Okay, yeah.
So yeah, the only thing is it's a -2 compared to normal. So you do a simple weapon proficiency -2. So for you, it's
7?
Would that be strength plus?
yeah, it's strength plus level plus proficiency.
-2, so
-2.
it's you have a strength modifier of +3, nice. That's +9 -2, so +7.
That's what I figured. Okay.
Wah, wah. Still have that hero point.
Fine, I'll use it now. Fuck it.
We're not starting a pub crawl, we're starting a war.
God damn it! That's a 10
Starting the pub war.
total.
So
Why did I start this?
you kind of try to
I started
No,
it.
but why did I join?
you kind of try to hit him in the head. But this dude is quite big, just hulking, and he's standing right in front of you. And as you try to hit him, his arm, not even him actually blocking, just his arm being quite wide, blocks you from getting near. So as you're trying, you're kind of just. But you still have 2 more action points left.
Mm-hmm.
Keep trying.
Grab Aelinor.
You don't want to do that to them.
This is just incinerate the entire jungle.
All of a sudden, I use some of the ale and just whoosh, push that away. At the top of the round, by the way, I'm getting everyone new drinks.
Then I want to, as I believe I'm still sitting on my bar stool at this point, because I didn't even move yet, I want to pull my knees up and like
Curdle up into a bowl.
Wait, by the way,
Right.
did he move away from me from a distance of 5 feet?
No, this was the dude you yeeted
Okay.
away. So.
Okay.
Oh no, he did because he tried to attack you,
Then
so
I'm
he went
standing
right
right
past you.
behind
Okay.
Go on.
I want to pull my legs up and like trample him in the crotch.
Go for an attack.
Okay. Probably gonna fail again. Of course, that's a 17.
17.
Considered flanked.
Is he?
I'm,
Barely hits,
I
yeah.
did my no escape too.
So
behind
yeah,
him.
17 hits.
Okay.
She's like, what?
What? I hit?
Okay. Que?
And that's a 6.
What did you roll? A D?
It's a
Six, right?
D4
Oh, sorry.
plus your turn. So it's a D4
Which would
plus
be?
D4 plus 3.
Oh, okay. That's a
It's a
5.
And you kick him in the nuts.
Does he have to make a fortitude save?
And then I want to yeet the glass at him.
I'm gonna try it again.
Go for no attack. It's as you kick him, you notice there's not a whole lot there.
I figured as much.
Yeah.
Still hurts though.
But yeah, make another attack. See if you hit him with the glass.
It's stuck.
That's cool.
That would be
Right.
dex based, right? Yeah, that's also plus 7 then.
Yeah, it's the same for her, so it doesn't make a difference.
So 13 plus 7 is 20.
This hits.
Okay.
What does beer bottle?
It's a D6. It's just a bit more, just a bit tougher
Oh,
than
beer
her.
bottle. It's a huge
Yeah.
freaking ale.
Take the D6.
That's a 6.
So that's
Plus 3 is a 9.
Nice.
and as you hit the dude this time, by just leaning back a bit, you can actually reach his head, and the glass
Or-
just
Or
completely.
like flying back and then gets hit in the head.
The glass just shatters on his skull, and he just goes limp and flops to the side.
You see me standing behind that and just go. Thumbs up.
Alendar. Nope. Just
Aelinor
nope.
walks off. Like I started this,
Go
but
on.
Roll a reflex save for just a lumbering dude falling towards you.
That is a 22.
So you're observing this, and you kind of see it coming, and so you manage to take a step back, and the dude just falls just right in front of you. Next up is one of the dudes in the back. He gets up and starts heading towards Ash. So he's now standing right behind you, and he goes for a punch, which is a plus 19
Nope.
to hit. And he goes for another try. Oh, this time 26
That hits.
for a. Oh my god, a 5 damage.
It's just the temporary hit points just going like.
And one of the other dudes does the same. Basically grabs or at least drags a chair along with him, tries to hit you with it, which is nope. And this is 20 minus the thingy, so that is a what's the minus 4, so 16 or something.
Nope.
Nope. So as you're just basically just dodging the first dude, and his punch hits, but it's like just and okay. And the chair comes flying and just misses you.
Meanwhile, the bartender is just dodging glass and chairs.
Catching the chair, not the bottles.
Bottles.
Next up is the final dude, who goes to check up on the first suplex. So he walks to the side and he's inspecting that. So next up is Ash again.
So how close is the chair dude, roughly speaking?
He's basically standing right, not completely right behind you, but like 5 or 10 feet.
I am going to follow Eleanor's example and punch this guy in the nuts that's standing right behind me.
Yeah.
And as he bowls over, basically I want to pick him up as he buckles over and just go like that.
Go for a kick in the nuts.
Is 16 to hit?
Misses.
Misses? I'm just gonna grab him then.
Against his 42.
It's 24.
40. Nope. 18.
Okay, so he gets chugged
You're just throwing him?
Yeah.
Okay.
into the other dude.
Make another attack, see if you hit him.
It's 25?
Yeah,
Minus
it
5
hits.
is 20?
Still hits.
What's dude damage?
What did we do before?
I just rolled a 1d4 because it's unarmed. But
Yeah.
it was close range, but this time it's a little bit further.
Make another d4 plus your strength. And, yeah.
7 damage. Plus 2.
9 damage. So yeah, you managed to just grab him and yeet him against the other dude. And they're both again on the floor. They basically just had someone thrown against them, stand up, walk up to you, and again on the floor.
And for my last action point, I checked the freshly tapped beer that's placed right in front of me at the top of the round.
Has it been put there yet? Is it the top of the round?
It's top of the round again.
Yeah, because I started the round.
In that case, could I see if I could enter the initiative order?
Roll for initiative.
Oh gosh.
That is a 21. No, not a 21. That is a 12.
A 12.
That's 12?
Yeah, I rolled a 6.
How do you go from 21 to 12?
Well, because
Turn them
the
around.
numbers are the other way around.
Next up is dude who's already knocked out. So Aelinor.
Okay, where are they now compared to where I am? I'm still like sitting at the bar on my stool.
Yeah, you and Ash are
Still at the bar.
still at the bar, basically
Mhm.
where you started,
Yeah, yeah.
and she knocked one of them into the other, so they're at about 10 feet from you
Okay.
right now, on the floor.
Alright.
And one of them has walked to the initial dude, who was thrown across the bar, and there's one on the floor knocked out.
So there are 5 dudes total.
5 dudes total, yeah.
Yeah.
2 of them already knocked out.
Okay. I get off my bar stool and I grab it. I make my way to the two on the ground and I just chug it at them.
You start doing a WWE slam down.
Make
Yes.
another simple attack. Minus the 2 for the improvised.
That's 15 total.
Still hits. They're on the floor, so
Roll for chair.
roll for chair.
D4, D6.
A chair would be D6.
That's a 6
That was
total.
impressive.
So you throw your chair, and you manage to hit one of them, the frontal dude, and he just gets the chair right in his face, and he goes just limp backwards. The other dude was like half underneath him, trying to also get up, so he now has a unconscious dude kind of limping over him, and it's just dead weight on top, so he's kind of scrambling trying to get out.
Nice. Well, that would technically be my round. Wouldn't it?
Should technically have. Oh no, the pickup is one action point, right?
Yeah, and moving over there. And then...
Yeah, so... next up is Alendar.
Hey, is there within 30 feet a table of rough and tumble looking patrons that look like they would be in for a fight?
The entire bar is mostly filled.
Okay.
Most of the people are just cheering it on.
Okay,
I'll
I'll
push
go-
the entire bar.
I'll go for a group of people that look like they're clearly together.
Yeah.
Can I try to identify one of them that is the weakest in will? Like, just try to look at them, try to see if I can figure someone out.
Make a society check, just for personal insight. Or is it... Is there a...
That might be society. Or
Yeah,
diplomacy.
society or a diplomacy.
I go for a diplomacy check then, because that would make this a 21.
So yeah, looking back towards the table where the initial dude was yeeted at,
Mm-hmm.
one of his friends went there to kind of check up on him, and you can tell the table that was sitting there, the group, are kind of annoyed with this happening, are already kind of antsy, and you can see one of them is kind of drunk and just on the verge of just
Ready
starting
for
to
a kerfuffle.
I
start
cast
starting
charm
punch.
on that dude.
Okay,
Could you make a basic will saving throw for me?
let's see, charm.
That's against the DCO?
19.
I'm not used to like saving throws having this high DC at this early level. It's usually like around 10th and 5th that you get this kind of DCs to actually consistently beat.
Kinda, yeah. Which you don't have to necessarily rely on somewhat meta knowledge to be able to be like, you're weak against this.
Yeah.
A 6 plus 7 is 13. So this is a fail.
He fails, so he's charmed by me. And after that, I will cast message to him.
Okay.
Cast message like, hey, you, here at the bar. Wave at him. These guys are really annoying. Could you maybe help me out a hand?
He kind of starts
Here,
looking
at the
around
bar.
and
Hi, over here.
he sees you.
Mask, waving.
He looks at the fight of you guys with the group you are having. Looks at the dude who is clearly with them, standing right next to him, and he basically just lunges across the table and just flings at him.
Yes.
Yeah, excellent.
Excellent.
And misses. And so
He just throws himself into a wall.
so basically he kind of like tries to jump at him,
Throws himself onto
but
his
there's
party
still
members.
just a table right in front of him.
And
So
slides
he
over
kind of
the
just
table.
gets stuck and just goes flat on the table. But yeah, he managed to at least kind of just...
He got the message across.
he did. And as you see this happen, at this table, another fight just starts going. Is that your turn? Yeah, that's your turn.
Yeah, that's my entire turn. That's all 3 actions.
Patron number 2 is knocked out. Patron number 3. The dude on the floor right in front of you
Mm-hmm.
is now kind of like trying to bench press the unconscious dude, just kind of get him off,
Including chair.
including chair. And he's just trying to kind of escape from this. He does a kind of piss poor job at it, and he starts with kind of just going for the I'm a tough guy, I'm gonna lift him, and he kind of just, oh no, I'm not making this actually.
I'm drunk.
And he goes for the just kind of shoving himself underneath, and it's kind of just and you're looking at this and it's just amusing and almost sad to just see this dude just kind of trying to inch out from underneath, and it takes him just like a few seconds just to get underneath, and he stands up and you see him just kind of, okay, what was he doing? Oh, right, fight, and he kind of gets ready to fight again. But yeah, it's taking him his entire turn just to get this dude away and stand up.
Oh, great.
Then there's the one at the recently befriended table. He goes in for a whack.
A thwack.
A whack.
Thwack a whack. And a climb.
And he hits. I'm gonna name him Friend 1.
NPC is anonymous. It's just an entire circle of people that were involved in our bar fights.
And let's see, that's...
We have like annual meetups. Slightly traumatized.
And he goes for another attack. Misses. And he goes for another attack and misses. So yeah. So your friend basically kind of launches over the table, gets his leg stuck between the table and the bench he was sitting at, and he's kind of just sprawled over the table now. And the other dude kind of just starts whacking him in the back of his head. Somehow still manages to only hit once, and the other two just kind of hits the table, and you see him go just kind of rub his fist. And then we're back to the start. So Ash.
All right. So in terms of potential victims, what do I see?
In front of you, the guy you just thrown at is still standing there.
Okay.
With Aelinor kind of just diagonally in front of you, standing right next to him.
Mm-hmm.
And to your right, about 15 feet, is a table which has just erupted in a fist fight with one of the guys of this group who at the start just walked off towards.
All right. I find the one guy in the group that walked off towards the table to check on his friend, and I drop kick him into the table.
Okay. Make another drop kick attack.
That is a 22.
Hits.
For 7 points of damage. Is the table like loose, or is there like a bench nearby? Doesn't really matter if someone's sitting on it.
It's kind of just bolted into the wall and the floor, so it's against the wall, with like two of these benches and a table in the middle.
Okay. Is the table bolted?
Yeah, it's all just kind of set into the wall and in the floor.
There goes my next move as well.
I look at the bartender and just go like point at the table and give a thumbs up and wait for approval.
She kind of shrugs.
Try to yank the table out of the floor.
Make an athletics.
31.
Jesus Christ.
You manage to just yank it out.
I'm just gonna start hitting people with it. Like that group, I imagine just kind of like I yanked it out with the guys on top and then just kind of piled them onto
as
the
you kind of lift it up, it breaks near the wall, so you just have like a huge piece of wood basically to whack people with. The guy sprawled over, just limps to the floor.
Okay.
But you are now holding this table.
The guy that was walking towards the other guy, how close is he?
He was standing right next to the table, and one of them was kind of just sprawled over the table.
Okay, so our friend is now sprawled onto the ground, and our target. Okay, I'm going to hit the guy.
Standing right next
hit the guy over there with the table.
You already have 3 turns by this.
Movement,
the attack, and the,
okay.
But yeah, you are now standing right next to him with a table.
They just witnessed somebody just pull a table out of a wall with someone on top. Okay.
Yes.
Let's see how drunk these guys really are.
He is out. So, Aelinor.
I just kind of imagined a bartender having like the most entertaining night out of all of this month.
I'm kind of curious if the bartenders noticed that I'm egging it on.
You're up.
Okay, so I have a question. Most establishments have, like, candles on tables. Are they regular candles if they're there, or like oil candles?
Don't set the people on fire. You have a cap for that.
But I want to do it myself.
There are a few like oil lamps, not on the tables, more like just hanging from the wall to the side and on the ceiling. And behind the bar are a few regular candles, just normal burning ones. But on the tables themselves, it seems she somehow figured maybe burning stuff and drunk people.
Okay, then I'm gonna try something else. The guy that was in front of me just like
Yeah, he just
struggled
manages to
right?
get up. Yeah.
Okay, as he's struggling to get up, I want to like kick him in the stomach towards the closest wall, and then like reach up to tip over one of the oil lamps like on his head.
Okay, so from where he is right now, he's
I don't want to hear anything about the Plaguestone bar fight anymore. After this.
No, don't worry.
he's like in the middle of the room. So if you were to kick him straight away from you, he would hit the side of one of these like these benches, these alcoves.
Alright. I can kick him twice and do that.
Yeah, but you could. He wouldn't be really up to the wall, but there is one of those things quite close. You should be able to grab one and hit him with it.
Yeah.
So yeah, you Sparta kick him. Let's see how you Sparta kick him.
Yes. No, fuck.
It's like she kicks him and falls over herself.
Why do I even try
The
to do
dude's a
something
little
cool?
bit too heavy set for her.
Hey,
She kicks herself into the bar.
It's like she does the kick, and instead of like him falling over, it's like her falling over.
Yeah, it's her falling backwards.
So you still have 2 action points left.
Why do I even bother? I'll just
Because
try.
rolling dice in a bar fight.
Yeah, I'll just kick him again. I don't know.
Go
Go for kick.
for kick.
That's a lot better.
That's a lot better.
I would be
Plus 7, 26, minus 5, 21.
21.
A 20.
Yeah, 21.
Yeah, it hits.
To kick this random
So
guy.
a D4 plus your strength.
That's 4.
So you kick him, and nothing really happens. And as you consider, okay, this dude is like twice
I
my
use
weight.
my bad foot.
You kind of steady yourself and give another kick, but this time kind of make sure you can actually put your strength in it and not just your weight. And he starts stumbling down or backwards, and he takes a few steps back, trips, and he just with a huge thwack you hear his head just crack into this this side of this wall between the benches, and you see him slump down, and you see, there's like a small trail of blood coming along with it.
I do want to point out, as disappointed as she was with that initial kick, she has knocked out most of the clientele here.
He doesn't seem to move anymore. Still action point left.
I would like to set him on fire.
I mean, I'm tempted.
Joe, sick him.
Joe just walks over, pees on him.
Just burst into flame.
Just napalm.
Flame on, Joe, flame on! Flame on, Joe.
But yeah, it's up to you.
It's a poor choice of wording.
I mean, sure. I'll just go with the tipping over the oil lamp, and, like just on his head.
So yeah, it's
Okay.
Oh god.
you walk after him, and you kind of just grab the lamp, and it's as you look at it, it seems to be what's it called? Basically, the candle fluid.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Candle wax.
The candle wax. Yeah. So most of the lamp is filled with candle wax, and
Worked for me.
you basically just pour it all over him.
I mean, I know how it feels.
He fits in a temple dungeon then.
Not where I would have gone.
You hear like
But
But it is
a
where he's going.
Gone to the library of law.
you hear a slight sizzle from this guy's
Mhm.
basically his skin, but he doesn't react. He's completely knocked the fuck out.
Don't care. It's still fun.
And as you do this, you just hear people shouting, clapping, and cheering on.
Like his entire scalp is just like white covered now because of the wax.
Alendar, you're up.
Fuck, now that he isn't on fire, I don't know what to do anymore.
There's one dude left, standing next to Ash with her table.
Yeah, I want to do something about that.
What about me or about the guy?
No, I want to get more people involved.
Oh
It's a
god.
hydraulic push, dude. Start catapulting people into the mosh pit.
Or catapult you into the mosh pit.
As long as I can move
Do
my
a
table.
hydraulic push to like yeet people off their chairs so they get pissed off and then
No pressure.
I think I'll do that. I'll hydraulic push you,
Yeah.
your dude, and your table into the nearest group.
Okay.
I mean, the push is only 5 feet. so
Okay. What's the thing I gotta do?
I have to make an attack roll. That is an 18. That doesn't
The
hit.
dude goes flying, but I'm standing.
Dude goes flying. Okay, where does the dude go flying to?
Um,
I try to make the water look brown like ale. Then no one realizes that I'm doing something.
you can kind of point the direction. He's
Nearest
basi-
group of people.
So there's a
There might
group of
be-
people really just standing in front of him, which Ash and the other dude was already
Do I
encountered with.
notice this?
It's happening towards your back, so you don't even know this is going on.
Okay.
But the way this is set up, there's basically yeah, at the wall, there's basically just kind of like these screens in between, and between in every alcove there's like just a table with 2 benches.
yeah,
and-
basically like a booth.
yeah. So just to the left and to the right are another group.
Yeah, I kind of punch him into another booth.
Okay. 18 hits, so
Yeah, but he tried to take me with it as well.
let's see, you call for
He rolled 18 for that, and I'm on 21, so
targets one creature or object. So did you target Ash or the dude?
Let's say I target the dude.
The dude?
oh sure, now you target the dude. Now that you realize that I might have thrown the table at you.
Roll 3d6.
Oh boy, I'm gonna have to do a lot of healing after this. I use actually no, I use a 2nd level spell slot for this. 6.
It was 5d6 total.
Yeah, so 12 points of 12 points of damage.
With 5d6?
He rolled a lot of
I rolled a 1, a 2,
Yeah,
I
it's
rolled a
good.
1, 2 2s, a 3, and a 4.
Probability save that dude.
Yeah.
He goes for just like a
A very involuntary somersault.
yeah, it's like a just someone really just completely went for just a like a full power soccer kick to his butt, and he makes like a slight somersault, crashes through the table in the booth next, and he's kind of like folded together, just on his back with his legs kind of just over top of him, his butt just kind of just sticking into the air, and again he's just knocked out, doesn't move again. The people on the table, you see them kind of just And they just kind of chairs start kind of just nudging him and start rolling him off the table.
Just get him off. I turn back, look at the barkeep, see if she's noticing me doing shady stuff.
She gives a slight nod as just acknowledging seeing you do this, but she doesn't really seem to care a lot about this all happening.
You just have like a specific budget to rebuild this place over and over again.
Just send the bill to the losers and
reminds
and
me
done.
of Discworld, where they first get introduced to insurance, and the first thing they do is just burn the entire town down to commit insurance fraud.
Yeah.
Let's see.
That was 2 action
two
points.
action points. So one action point left, but no actual hostile people. Just a friendly dude who is sprawled out on the table. Ash is still carrying him.
Is the dude still on top?
If you want, you can just lift him with the table. I mean, you rolled a 31, so
Yeah, I mean that
mean,
was kind of the idea. I thought there were like a bunch of people on there, and I just ripped.
yeah,
the
one of
table
them
from
is
the wall.
really just
Yeah.
across the table, and you can just take him along.
Okay, I'll take him along for the ride.
I get up and walk towards the dude that is bleeding out with candle wax all over his face.
So
And
yeah,
that's basically my last action point.
if there's nothing else you specifically
Did I notice his hydraulic push?
Yeah, the dude was standing right next to you. You were about to start smacking him, and he just gets yeeted across. It's just 5 feet, so you see him just
boink.
Is a table considered large?
in a way, but what's the feet thingy called? For large or which?
I think it's part of my giant instinct. Let's see.
Oh yeah, you can use a weapon built for a large creature if you are small or medium.
This is my weapon.
Yeah, it's not a weapon, and it's not made for a small or a large creature specifically.
Yeah, you're getting bunted regardless, with a table and a dude on top.
Okay.
Okay, but yeah, you can still use it as a weapon. So
Okay, I hit him across the head with it.
This is how I imagine everything. You have to move to get towards me, though.
I know.
go for the attack.
That is a 27.
Yeah, that hits.
What is table with dude on top damage?
We're gonna consider this a 1d8.
That is with strength.
With strength, yeah.
That is math is not my strongest point. 13 points of damage.
I will note that down.
And the dude does it as well.
The dude's out cold at this point.
No, this one is actually still alive. He's,
You
hear him-
points of damage, right?
you
Okay.
do hear him kind of just yell out in pain with him being...
Is he still on top?
Not anymore, but
Not anymore.
after using him and the table as a weapon against Alendar, his back is kind of just... He was lying on the table, so if you hit the table against Alendar,
He
it's
just
the
bounces
back,
back.
the back of the dude kind of just falling around Alendar, so
Yeah, he's
you see
sandwiched.
him just on the floor like, oh,
He's sandwiched between the table and the.
yeah, he's
and
not
Alendar.
happy.
And going once, going twice.
You still have 1 action point left, so
Yes! Natural 1. So I just imagine the table's the general structure of the table being so destroyed at this point that it just sort of splinters around him.
so yeah,
You swing at me, but the board falls off.
Yeah.
like just wet cardboard just flop.
Yeah.
But yeah, so some people just keep cheering, and the bartender by now just starts saying, "Okay, that's enough, that's enough." And she
I
starts
put the
kind of just
remaining part of the table on the floor.
she just kind of starts giving some commands around to some of the groups, just tidy up that.
Is she still hostile? You still coming at me?
No.
Okay.
If you want,
I
you can continue. But
look, cast heal on the dude. We don't want any fatalities here.
She walks towards to the side of the bar, and there's like a board hanging. And you see her kind of just walk and looking around the room. And you see her just pointing and kind of. You see her doing some quick math for herself, and she starts writing down. And you see her finger bit and just sad. Just she writes a name and a few numbers, and it's just like the second row from the top. And she shouts, "Almost had a high score!" And you see people just kind of just
That's
build
not
out.
fair. She put an end to it.
Can I quickly determine any kind of logic to this high score in this?
If you look at the board, you see there's basically just a table, and at the left top it says loser, and at the right it says damage. And it seems to be like a grading scale, with just on the left you see a few names, and on the right you see just a decreasing number.
Can I determine if there is a logic based on what we saw here today and where this placed in where this placed?
Looking at it, it seems the damage caused
To like
is in a high score. To the establishment is in a high score, and
So the damage that we deal is in property damage. Basically, gets tallied up to the score.
Yeah.
That's unfortunate.
and yeah. So as she's writing, it's like the third place by now, and second and first place are not a lot above it. Like just like
I look at the bartender and say, "We can go on."
it's the first try, so you can try later, but
Try it later. We can
I
keep going.
I just do like a sad drop with the remaining bit of table that I still have.
I like shrug and I walk back towards the bar over the other two guys that I knocked out, like purposely
shame.
stepping on them.
I would have been able to get more people involved. Oh.
there's a few of the patrons start just kind of like dragging them to the corners and tidying up the few tables. The table you ripped out, the group from there just moves to where this group was originally and just takes their table and keeps going. And people, it seems they're just used to this happening. They enjoyed the show and now they just keep going. A few of them also come up to you and start offering you just drinks and patting you on the back and such.
Take it. Just yank another bar stool and first of all take the drink that I hadn't even drunk yet.
So yeah, you can continue drinking, and the bartender just keeps going, pouring drinks, and it seems the atmosphere from before has immediately returned. Just all of them having mostly just fun. You again see a few small scuffles going on, but people
Tapping
are
each other
just
on the back. Good game. Good game.
yeah. And you hear some people kind of discussing this happening, and I was hoping for the high score, and just bumming out slightly about it, but having a great time overall.
I look at the bartender and say, "We can try again tomorrow."
It's gonna take a few days, but
It's gonna take a few days for us to recover.
We'll
from
be back
this.
after the festival.
you can most certainly try again.
We can come back the day of the festival. And there's adventurers.
So, is there anything you want to do?
I'd say after we had our fill of drinks and partying with the patrons, we head back to our establishment and tuck in for the night.
Okay.
Up to you. Was there any kind of damage to Alendar's mask when it got hit by the table?
Yeah, I mean, I'd
It
rather
was
say
a
up to
pretty
you.
hard hit from the die.
But if you want, you can kind of just keep your arms up. You take damage, but you can at least kind of cover the mask from the worst of it. And the dude on top of it would have more hit you like in the chest. and less on the actual helmet. Might be some scratches, but not like it's just broken in half or quick math.
Quick math.
Quick math.
Math.
I can do quick math.
2 plus 2 is 4. Minus 1, that's 3. Quick math.
I did a quick math. Okay.
Actually, one's on the block.
So yeah, you.
What's the place called again?
Hmm?
Looking up what the place was called. We head back to Caden's Keg.
Yeah, to the actual fancy inn.
Yeah.
So
All
yeah,
bruised up, beaten, drunk as shit.
you head back and slightly drunk, or mostly drunk. Slightly bruised up, not a whole lot from what happened. It was a fun night out. Glad to have lifted your curse.
That's for sure. It's a whole relief. Yeah, you can check that. See if it's the right plug.
I need the USB-C.
Oh yeah, I don't have that outside of my Switch.
Okay. In that case, it's fine.
If there's nothing you guys want to do anymore,
Nope,
we'll
we're
call
just
it for
gonna
today.
Sleep it off.
Yeah, we're just gonna start off hungover next time.
Hell yeah.